Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unravel the mysteries of big business. And sometimes what we find is a little surprising. Today, we're diving into a snapshot of Nukkleus Incorporated's latest update. This is a Form 8K, which usually means something pretty important just happened. Think of it as a company's urgent news bulletin to the world. So, what is the big news? Well, on the 17th of December 2025, Nukkleus Inc. put out a press release. That's it, that's the main event of this filing, but don't let that simplicity fool you because the context around this release, what it signals and why it is being filed, can tell us a lot. Let's break down what Nukkleus Inc. actually does. They have common stock, which is essentially ownership in the company. The par value is incredibly small, just a tiny fraction of a cent. This is pretty standard for many publicly traded companies. Then there are the warrants. These are like options to buy shares of the company's stock at a set price, in this case $92 per S-share. Warrants can signal a company's future plans, perhaps related to funding or employee compensation. The fact that they're exercisable for a significant price suggests a belief in future growth or a specific strategic move. We also see mentions of US dollars, which is straightforward, and shares, which we've already touched upon. These are the building blocks of the financial details company's report. Nukkleus Incorporated is registered in Delaware and has a commission file number of 001-39341. This is just administrative detail, but it helps identify the company within the vast filing system of the US Securities and Exchange Commission. And their IRS employer identification number is 38 to 3,912,845. Again, more bureaucratic data. None of this is the exciting part, but it's all part of the official record. Now, where can you find Nukkleus Inc? Stock, their common stock and their warrants are traded on the Nasdaq Global Market. This is a major stock exchange, indicating the company is significant enough to be listed there. Companies usually list on exchanges like Nasdaq or the NYSE because it gives them access to a broader pool of investors and can enhance their company's prestige. Trading on such a market means the company meets certain size and financial health requirements. An interesting point here is that Nukkleus Inc. is identifying itself as an emerging growth company. This means they qualify for certain regulatory flexibility. Essentially, they can use extended timelines to adopt new accounting standards. This can be a strategy to reduce the immediate burden of compliance, allowing them to focus more on growth and innovation, or it could be a sign that they are still establishing their financial infrastructure and reporting processes. It suggests they are still in a relatively early stage of their development as a public company, even if they are listed on a major exchange. And that brings us to the core of this filing. Item 8.01 Other Events. This is where the company announces anything significant that isn't covered by other specific report items. In this case, it is the press release from the 17th of December 2025. The fact that it is an other event means it doesn't fit neatly into categories like a business acquisition, a change in management, or a bankruptcy filing. It is something they felt was important enough to share beyond their usual quarterly or annual reports. So what could be in that press release that warrants an 8K filing? It could be anything from a new partnership, a significant development in their product pipeline, a settlement of a legal dispute, or even an update on their financial outlook without seeing the content of the press release itself, which is attached as Exhibit 99.1. We can only speculate on its importance. However, companies usually only file an 8K for material events that could impact their stock price or investor decisions. It means the market needs to know this information promptly. The filing states that the information furnished under this item 8.01, including Exhibit 99.1, shall not be deemed filed for purposes of Section 18 of the Exchange Act. This is a legal disclaimer. It means that while they are providing the information, they are not taking on the same level of legal liability as if they had officially filed it as part of their core financial statements. Think of it as them saying, here is the news, but we're not embedding it directly into our audited financial history just yet. It's a common way for companies to share news via press release without immediately subjecting it to the stricter SEC reporting rules. And finally, Exhibit 104, the cover page interactive data file. This is essentially a standardized digital document that makes it easier for computers to read and process the information in the filing. It's a crucial part of the SEC's push for transparency and machine readability in financial reporting. Now, let's talk about what this all means. Companies don't file these forms for trivial matters. An 8K filing, especially one referencing a press release, usually signals a material event. For Nukkleus Inc., an emerging growth company listed on Nasdaq, this press release could be about anything that they believe significantly affects their business prospects, given they have common stock and warrants. It could be related to stock performance, future funding rounds, or perhaps a strategic alliance that could reshape their market position. The fact that it's an other event suggests it might be a forward-looking announcement or a development that doesn't fit standard reporting categories, looking at the structure of their capitalization with common stock and warrants. It implies a strategy to potentially raise capital or incentivize stakeholders through equity. The warrants at $92 per S-share suggest a high expectation for future stock price appreciation. If the press release is positive, it could confirm this optimistic outlook. If it's negative, it might reveal challenges that could impact the exercise of these warrants. As an emerging growth company, Nukkleus Inc has a lot of pressure to demonstrate growth and a clear path to profitability to attract and retain investors. Their listing on the Nasdaq global market means they are under a microscope. Any news they release, especially something significant enough for an 8K, will be scrutinized for its actual impact on their business, not just the spin in the press release. We need to watch if this event truly strengthens their market position, or if it is more of a minor announcement that doesn't fundamentally change their trajectory. The key is to look beyond the words and analyze the underlying business implications. Alright? That is our quick decode of this Nukkleus Inc filing. What do you think this press release might be about? Let us know your best guess in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate insights. Don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. And we'll see you in the next one.